Hello, everybody, and welcome to David Collins' 30-minute half-hour award show. I'm your host, David Collins. Hey, if I'm your host, what does that make you? Just a fun joke to get started. We have a great show planned, some great segments, great categories, some special presenters, and some great special guests. A special award show to look back and remember some of the great moments that happened this year and some of the great people that we had on the show. Before we get started, though, of course, I thought it'd be a great idea to take some time to remember some of the people that we lost this year. We've been trying to identify where that co-host was, and then last week, they were actually in a car accident while on the lam, and we had to identify what hospital that co-host was located at. We did identify that hospital just in time to say my final goodbyes.
Energy makes a great host.
High energy.
High energy.
Are there any secrets that you want to kind of give off to people that, a lot of people who are early into stand-up comedy listen to the show and they kind of get advice from the comics that we have on the show? What advice would you have for somebody who's trying to get better at hosting as a comedian?
Remember that your job is not to be a good comedian. Your job is to host. If your material's not hitting, stop doing material.
But we had a new segment that we had to get into this week. Some of you may have already heard some of the rumors that were being spread about me. Of course, there was another David Collins, incidentally, a couple weeks ago, age 33, that died in Manhattan, Kansas, and there was some concern that might have actually been me.
Oh, boy.
Isn't that interesting?
That's great. Now that that's over, we have a great show today. I'll be presenting our first category. Our first category today, Best Laugh. We've had a lot of laughs this year, but some were a little more special than others. Here are the nominees for this year's Best Laugh. Andy Malafarina. Do you know anybody who's that angry about the littlest things, though?
Yeah, dude. Top to bottom, I get where he's coming from.
Well, that's great. Anthony Zenhauser said he's never met somebody as Carson Tuttle.
Contacting the authorities.
What are they going to do? But if anybody can solve that riddle, it's as easy as that, and we'll get that co-host back on the show, hopefully. We did have another voicemail come in. This voicemail is coming in from Richard from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Jake Trumper. Some people say he's a robot. Some people are nervous. Personally, I'm glad that he still has such a keen sense for danger when surrounded by dinosaurs.
I didn't know there was going to be these are really good one-liners.
Oh, well, we're just going over the world news. We have a lot to cover there. Aloe Mean. Encounter with Donnell Rawlings, which went viral the summer of 2021. What a great year, huh?
Oh, man.
You remember that?
It was a spectacular year. It was one of the best years.
And the winner Aloe Mean.
I was on episode 7 of David Collins' 30-minute half-hour show. And it's an honor and a privilege for me to win this award because I feel like, as a comedian, winning an award for Best Laugh is a lot like a porn star winning awards for Best Orgasm. As a porn star, it's your job to make the audience come. And sometimes it helps the coming process if you have an on-camera orgasm that is genuine and real. It can help other people. I know that's how it works for me when I'm watching it. When she squirts, I squirt. And it's real with me with my laughter. I'm not just taking a piss. So winning an award like that and being recognized for this is really a privilege and an honor, and I appreciate it. Shout out David Collins. It's your boy Alameen. Peace.
Thank you, Aloe. Our next category today is a special personal favorite of mine, Best Joke. Now, speaking of laughs, often those laughs are preceded by a joke. We've had a lot of people on the show sharing theirs. Here are this year's nominees for Best Joke. Cardiff Electric with This Vacuum Sucks. So B&L Vacuum Center, that's another thing you're not happy with. Interestingly enough, not often that our
Because
guests
the
have any
vacuum-
experience.
The vacuum I had repaired there really sucked.
You know, we usually ask that people don't do their material. Austin Ingalls and his Caitlyn Jenner joke.
David, you already know who it is. Your weekly correspondent, Austin Ingalls. Hey, Caitlyn Jenner just defended Donald Trump Jr. on Twitter by calling his haters retarded, except she spelled it with a T instead of a D. Retarded. I would make fun of her, but Caitlyn loves dropping the D. Thanks, David.
Simone from Laramie, Wyoming, with her submission to the best joke with the word immolate contest.
Hey, David. I wanted to participate in the joke contest with the word immolate. I don't follow Cardiff Electric, but I hope he likes it. Why did the candle go to therapy? To deal with immolation ideations. Thanks, David.
And finally, Dan's prank.
All right. Welcome to David Collins' 30-minute half-hour show. I'm your new host, Dan McCullough. I bet you're probably wondering, where's David at? Well, I brought up a prank idea to David, and he wasn't a big fan of it. Didn't want to go through with it. So I'm here to pull the ultimate prank on him and take over his show. So welcome to David Collins' 30-minute half-hour show, hosted by Dan McCullough.
Nominees for Best Joke. And the winner is... Austin Ingalls.
David, Austin Ingalls here. I'm honored, absolutely honored to win this award. Let's see here. Who do I want to thank? I don't want to thank anybody but you and Blind Mike. That's all I have to thank. I want to thank God, if he's real, if she's real, if God is a woman. Shout out to Ariana Grande. Yeah, I'm very honored to get this award. You know, anything to help the David Collins 30-minute half-hour show. Hell, I'll get it tatted on me, David. Give me a trophy. I'm autistic. You know us autistic kids love trophies. Thank you, David. Continue the great work. I'll continue sending in my silly little jokes and yaks and yucks and who gives a shit, right? Thank you, David.
And now our first special presenter to present Best Outfit. Please welcome Hackride.
Hello, this is Hackride. I'm here to present the nominees and the winner for the Best Outfit competition. Yes, David Collins is very weird, but I'm here to do it for him. So here we go, David Collins. The 4 nominees for the Best Outfit of 2023 are Elvis Ali for baseball cap and sunglasses. Oh, yes.
You're phone scams, so you do some phone scams also.
Oh yeah, I've called like storage places asking to put some body bags in there, and
Wow,
just a lot of strange stuff.
That sounds a little more edgy than what I might be used to there.
That's a good look. Yes. Up next, both. I'm very biased. I love this man. Coming in as the number 2 nominee, Blind Mike Gary for baseball cap and sunglasses. Oh my God! It's a theme.
Where did you start? Which is the first show that you began hosting?
The first show I ever hosted was Dirty Mike and the Boys when I was at Westfield State University. It was a college radio station.
Fascinating. Shout out KSDB. I also started in Manhattan State University too.
Okay, very good.
All right, coming in as the 3rd nominee for Best Outfit 2023. 1 Cardiff Electric. Wait a second. He's a potato. He doesn't really wear clothes. But I guess it's for being a potato. Best dressed potato. Yes.
That's what I'm familiar with. I appreciate you.
Oh, so allegedly, yes, my theme song is wrong.
Well, I think we've just shown it's no longer allegedly. And
our 4th and final nominee for the Best Outfit of the Year, Tyler Myeroff with t-shirt and pocket and sunglasses. This was a popular look this year. Yes. Spuds, you would have had a better chance if you went with this look.
Please welcome to the show, Tyler Meyerhoff. Welcome to the show, Tyler.
Hey, nice to be here.
I apologize. We had a little technical difficulty there, so they might not heard you. Say hi to everybody, Tyler.
Hi. Anyway, our winner. And still, oh, look at this. And still the most beautiful man in broadcasting. One, Mr. Blind Mike Gary! Yes, congratulations, Mike. Do you have anything to say to the losers?
Thank you so much, David Collins. It's really an honor to just be a part in any way of your end of the year award show. And to win Best Outfit, frankly, is a true honor that I never expected. I want to thank my parents for giving me bad enough genetics and anxiety that I wanted to cover as much of myself as possible. And I want to thank all of you guys for watching and focusing more on Craig's appearance than mine. I think that's what helped me win, is that someone has been by my side to disgust you enough that it makes me look better in comparison. Like every time you guys criticize Craig for not wearing a hat, it's really fueled me to win this award. And so I thank all of you guys. I thank Craig and everyone involved. What a year it's been. David, thank you for this honor.
Wasn't that great? On to our next category. Now, a lot of people have said that it's hard to get a word in edgewise on a show like David Collins' 30-minute half-hour show. We have so many things that we need to get to on a show like ours. But these are some of the great guests that had no issue there. Here are the nominees for Most Words. Andy Fiore. Where did you start comedy?
I started comedy at the Comedy Cabaret in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Another Philadelphia. I'm surprised how many people start in Philadelphia.
Yeah, well, I went to college at Villanova University, and in October of 2001, I thought the world needed my comedy. So I went to a open mic there, and I watched a couple of the open mics before I ever started to perform.
Jake Trumper, AC/DC.
Yeah. Wow.
That's right. Are you a fan of music?
Yeah. I started on a pop station, then went to another pop station, and then now.
Right. You have a career in radio. We're going to have to talk about that. How long have you done radio? Let's jump into round 2 here. Round 2 of Trumper's Temptations. Elvis Ali. Tell us about your phone scams. So you do some phone scams also.
Oh yeah, I've called like storage places asking to put some body bags in there, and
wow,
just a lot of strange stuff.
That sounds a little more edgy than what I might be used to there. KP Burke. That's interesting. You'd think they'd be on opposite sides of the spectrum, one being very fun and one being very serious, of course, but you thought they were both something you wanted to do in the future.
Yeah, it was definitely a thing I had to do. So I knew I was going to do the military, and then I was going to get out and do comedy. And then what I wound up doing was I did it while I was in the military, and I stayed in for a while. So I had a break in service. Of course, by the way, when you join the Navy, you can see the world, or they send you to Jacksonville, Florida. So that's
well, I guess that gives you a little more opportunity. I didn't hear any. And our winner for Most Words, Jake Trumper.
Hi, it's Jake Trumper. I did not know there was an award show going on for the greatest 30-minute podcast of all time. It truly is an honor from everyone. David Collins, my sister always said I talk too much, and look where it got me. It got me the award of Most Words, which is just a fancy way of saying I talk way too much. David, you and I have a long history of radio, so we know as radio hosts, as long as you hit the post, you just keep on talking. Now, I'm not going to talk too many words and just keep on blabbering. I'm just going to say thank you so much for this great award. I don't know if there's a physical award that gets shipped to me or what, but it's, wow, who would have thought? Little old me winning awards with David Collins. Thank you so much, everyone.
Oh my God. Mom!
Yes,
Mom!
Daniel?
Mom!
Yes, Daniel?
Mom, I got an email from David Collins.
Oh.
I think I won a David Collins award.
Oh, very good.
All right, here, read it with me. Okay.
Yes, we do.
You were nominated
Very
for the Collins
good.
Award. Unfortunately, you're not. I didn't win. Mom, I didn't.
I'm sorry.
Mom, I put so much into David Collins' 30-minute half-hour show. You've been working so hard. I worked so hard on David Collins' 30-minute half-hour show. This isn't fair!
Daniel, do not smash the Xbox.
Hello there. I'm Dan McCullough of David Collins' 30-minute half-hour show, and I'm here to list the nominees and winner for the award for Best Correspondent at David Collins' 30-minute half-hour show. So the nominees for Best Correspondent are Austin Ingalls.
So here's my thank you. Little current event joke for you. There's a new Exorcist movie coming out, and those movies scare the shit out of me. It scares me that I can come to those movies too. Thank you, David.
B-Dude.
Big up, David. This a B-Dude calling from the beautiful Caribbean island of Jamaica. Land of sand, sun, blue mountain coffee, and excellent ganja. Me and me Rasta brothers smoke up some big bamboo-sized spliffs and do some reasoning while giggling watching your show.
Dan McCullough.
Almost saw it, the Titanic, crushing pressures, this wasn't very smart. Stockton Rush seems pretty trustworthy. Hopefully I'm the only one hearing that creak. Take me down, submarine. Say goodbye, family.
Jerry the Intern.
Wow. Jerry, you did a great job on that. I really appreciate you working so hard. We're working on an intro for the pod, and I'm not sure if we're going to do an outro also, but that's some great things that we're hearing. I love production value, especially in a podcast.
And Brody Toopy.
Hey, David, this is Brody calling in again this week. Got a couple things I want to clear the air on, some things that are kind of pissing me off, just really rubbing me the wrong way. So, first and foremost, there's a rumor going around that I sit when I pee, okay? And I don't like that, okay? I don't. And so I need that rumor to stop because it's really starting to piss me off.
And now, your winner. Jerry, the envelope, please. Thank you. The winner for Best Correspondent at the David Collins 30-minute half-hour show goes to B-Dude.
David, B-Dude here. I just want to thank you for awarding me the Best Foreign Correspondent Award. Respect.
Wow. Thank you, B-Dude, and thank you, Dan. I'm sorry that you didn't cut it this year, but there's always next year, Dan.
You're listening to
David Collins.
30 minutes.
Show with David Collins. Listen at work, at home, or on your device. Stream us now.
Now, we've had a lot of fun this evening. We've come to one of tonight's biggest categories, Best Guest and Worst Guest. You may expect that these were pretty difficult categories to choose. Thank goodness for our great team. Special thanks to Jerry, Amelia, Dan, Hackride, Trinity, and John Harris for assisting with this production. And now for the category Worst Guest. I wanted to call this our least best guest category, but I was outvoted there. Let's take a look at our nominees. Dana Moss Peterson.
Unfortunately, I wasn't able to make it out to any of these shows. A lot of shows going out in Iowa. I was stuck. I wouldn't say that I didn't hear the shows, though.
I was not a part of any of the shows.
The fireworks shows, of course.
Right. I just finished
Maybe
moving.
a comedy show you could have been part of during the last few days.
Nope. I've been moving. I got a new job.
Congratulations. That's very exciting. And it's not stand-up based, that new job. Are you at least, is it writing anything? What is that new? What have you been working on?
I am the Quad City Dan McCullough.
Vinny Paulino.
Fun song parody in. I can't imagine what it does feel like to be under a crane.
Here's what I loved about it. I loved the chorus. Too much setup, though.
A little
when
too
you do
much
a parody
setup.
song, you don't have to make it exactly like the original. You know, you could just kind of morph it the way you need it to
Well, that's
fit.
some good feedback there. We always love a fun fact. Would you consider that a fun fact about a song parody, how you might structure that?
No, I would consider it advice.
Todd Basinger.
Usually. Well, I guess usually, well, that might be why you're describing your bar that way. What's an exciting bar story that you might have? Not to put you on the spot. How
Nothing-
about a couple there? I have an
nothing
exciting
too
bar
exciting.
story. I
Oh,
walked
yep.
into a bar. I said, ow.
That was dumb.
Well, we're always trying to get fun jokes.
Ethan Everhart.
It's great to get to hear from somebody else some of the time.
Yeah, I mean, I've done all the ones that are under an hour are me alone, just because you run out of things to say.
Right. What do you say? And that
Yeah.
actually, it kind of brings us to what I wanted to talk about here, because we recently had New Jersey comedian KP Burke on the show, and his name is also Kevin Parsley. But there's another comedian, Kevin Parsley, that works in Las Vegas. He is now, as he describes it, the predominant KP in the industry. But he did kind of.
And this year's winner of Worst Guest goes to Todd Basinger.
Wow, what an honor to accept the award for Worst Guest. I truly appreciate it, and it doesn't hurt my feelings one bit. I truly thought this award was going to go to Dana Moss Peterson, because that guy is awful. But, you know, thanks again, David. Such a high honor. Hope to be on the show again. Keep up the good work.
And finally, we've made it to our final category this evening. Best Guest. Boy, what a year it's been, and some of the best guests that I could imagine having on the show, we've had on the show already. I can't wait to find out who this person might be. Let's go ahead and see who those nominees are for Best Guest this year. Nominees are Carson Tuttle.
Guest. We had a voicemail come in from a listener from Jamaica on that episode.
Jamaica.
Yeah, it was great to hear. We have a bit of a Jamaican correspondent. It was exciting.
They get David Collins in the Isles.
Looking forward to hearing from you again, B-Dude.
Oh, gosh.
Now, speaking of teaching, when did you realize you wanted to be a teacher? Because I think, well, when I went to college, I didn't know what I...
Blind Mike Geary.
This story as well, is this a new...
Are you suggesting this is all a ruse?
I just wanted to kind of address the situation. Jerry had found this clip, and I thought it was interesting that we couldn't find any information on it. We would have expected the internet to be going wild with the rumors on this, and it seemed to have just kind of gone with the wayside.
I didn't realize this would be so hard hitting, so I'm a little, off my game a little bit here. You've got me flustered, but I will say I'm legally blind, and so at the time I could definitely see a little better. I guess you could say I could pose as sighted when I was in high school.
Okay.
And then over the years, my eyesight has worsened, degenerated, if you will.
Right.
Yes.
I see. Well, that's too bad there. I'm sorry to bring it up. We try to avoid negativity, but I was curious, maybe it was, I wouldn't call it a ruse, but it might be, something along those lines. Why don't we look at number 4, Aloe Mean.
To last week.
Conflict here. When you were at that conflict, tell us a little more about that and the aftermath.
You promise not to
Did this
interrupt
help
me.
or hurt you, do you think?
Help and hurt. It did more good than harm. I don't think there was really any harm.
No harm?
Maybe to my ego.
Was it embarrassing?
Dan's agreeing with me.
Was it stressful?
Not really. It was, kind of sometimes I felt like I had to respond to every message for a while.
Now, this is something I want to ask you. When you left that night, did you fly home the next day?
No.
How many people at the airport recognized you?
14. They were all fucking baristas.
If it was the first time for me, I'd probably be counting too.
That fucking was.
It's weird. The whole incident, he tries to defend you. Now, I don't want to talk about this the whole time. I'm sure have you talked about this publicly at all?
Yeah, I think my first podcast that I used to have.
Jake Trumper.
If you're trying to stall, we could do a 3-line scene.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and try one improv scene here. That's fun because we have something else improv related coming up in the show. But to cover up Brody's segment and Jerry the intern's mistake today, why don't we try an improv scene?
Okay, cool. Let me put this back. It kind of looks like I'm in like an interrogation room. I am trying to build a new studio, and it's not. I can't hang drywall. So, all right, you can start.
Yes,
Just,
and.
your character. So, yes, you want to play yes and or 3-line scene?
Right.
All right.
So, do you write jokes going into these scenes?
No. It's so nothing is improv itself is inherently very, very cringy. The only thing that's more cringy is trying to prep a joke for it. Like you're setting up a scene, you're like setting it to go to.
I see. You know what I find interesting when people prep a joke for crowd work, and one thing that I've noticed recently is that. And before we find out who best guest is, make sure you email me dc30minutehalfhour@gmail.com. Who do you think best guest should have been this year? All right, let's see. Best guest of 2023 David Collins 30-minute half-hour show goes to Carson Tuttle.
Hello, David and David Collins Nation. This is Carson Tuttle, and I just wanted to say thank you. I'm so honored by this nomination and win for Best Guest on the David Collins podcast this year. It was easily the most fun that I've had on any podcast that I've ever done. I've never laughed harder with a host. And I just want to say, David, you keep doing what you're doing, man. I don't care what local radio says. You're the best host around. Can't wait to be back on the podcast. And thank you all so much. Love you all. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. And hopefully I can be on the show again soon.
And that's going to do it for tonight's David Collins 30-minute half-hour award show. Special thank you to everybody that I already gave a thanks to, and a special thank you to our audience. We're looking forward to a lot of great projects in the new year. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Thanks so much for watching. That's perfect. What a great episode. Everybody listening, I've been David Collins, and you've been the best.